Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Sure, it's tough. It's really, really tough. We are back. The show is called the Big R Solution Sports Forum. It is myself, the Saubrey Boyz Walefatshe. Today I'm joined by Pakani. Swengu is struggling. I think probably Swengu is struggling to come in. He hasn't come in. Let me welcome Thabo, our only Brazilian we have on our show and on our group, Thabinho. Thabinho, welcome to the show and greet the viewers.
Thank you, Saubrey. Morning to the viewers, and thanks for the opportunity to be on the show.
Why don't you ask me why am I excited today? You know why?
Okay, let's hear. Why are you excited? Let's hear.
Today is my wife's birthday.
Wow.
2 days ago, it was my younger son's birthday.
Wow.
We are a family. We are a family of 4, very small family. These are people who are the reason for me to wake up and work.
Of course.
And yeah, so they are growing. They're adding more years, and not only that, we also have Suweng Saruna Mona, Saddam's birthday.
Chovito.
Suweng Saruna, this is his
Feed your
birthday.
eyes.
And then now I don't know, feed your eyes, the Wara Wara Association.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
So,
Nino.
unfortunately, I don't know why he's struggling because he was supposed to be here, especially on his birthday. How can we do a show without him on his birthday? Or maybe Vele Fonia is so busy. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, and he should be, feeling better now that she looks like, they're back to their winning ways.
Mm.
So it should be a good birthday for him.
And the good news is like, Pito doesn't close the door. He says there's nothing that stops him to coach Kaizer Chiefs. He supported the team when he was young. So the challenge is on them, whether do they really want pizza or what. And then we'll see. We'll watch the space very closely, what's going to happen, But we wish them good luck going forward. Having said that, I want us to look at Stellenbosch. But today's topic, Thabinho, we saw Lerato Shabangu was all over the show, homeboy.
Yeah.
Our guy here in Tembisa here crying for help. Now, not long, it was Zahara. Zahara, may her soul rest in peace, complaining people were lambasting Sbu and all that. And then, not only that, these things have been there before. We had your OJ Mabizela, all right, whom I'm told is back on his feet. And then people are looking at where could they blame, Not long ago, Kune should have learned. He was caught up on the wrong side of doing things. And now, let me tell you something, Thabinho. The big R, the mantra of the big R is all the English words that starts with the letter R, but only those words that are positive, like reading, research, relationship, responsibility, review, reflect, resilience. So when I started this project, I said, if anybody can follow those English positive words, you'll sort out whatever problem that you have. Mshege Mangoba, who's with us on the show, what I like about Shakes, he doesn't hold back and say, in my time, he's working hard. All right? Now, that borders around the issue of taking responsibility. Now, when I came with this concept, Thabinho, it's when I realized that, fortunately enough, I tell people all the time that poverty makes you strong. I'm from a very poor family. And then, but this is the resolution that I took, which is another positive arrow. That I'm not gonna continue be like this. And my children, I'm not going to be introduced into poverty. I'm going to try by all means to take responsibility, to take myself out of the mess. So it's all about responsibility. So that's one thing that I want us to look at today. But it will be unfair not to celebrate the Stelis. They've done well. Steve Barker, I don't know whether you want to say something. They are the champs of the Carling Black Label. Thabinho, I don't know you want to say something about.
Yeah, but Saubrey, I think we had this conversation with Thabiso earlier, I think last week or the week before. You know, and he picked my brain and asked me, who do I support in this one? I openly said, you know, Stellenbosch deserve it. They've done so well, you know, with the no names that they have. I mean, they don't have big name stars there. They've lost Junior Mendeta, they've lost Siboniso, Sponiseni Mteta to Kaizer Chiefs. Who's this boy? Ashley Dupree to Kaizer Chiefs. But you know what? Coach Steve, you know, kept his head up and he continued to work with what he had. And look, they've been doing well. You know, I noticed, you know, their greatest performance, you know, as a Buccaneer. They always give us hard time. And that's when I realized that this team is destined for greater heights. They don't have, you know, like your Lodge, your William Kunes. They don't have big name or experienced players. But look where they are. I think Coach Steve has done well. They deserve it. It's well deserved. Look, we can't take anything from TS Galaxy. They've done well to be in the final, which is an achievement that, you know, the big three failed to achieve. Kaizer Chiefs, Pirates, and Sundowns failed to reach the finals of the Carling Black Label. So TS Galaxy were not there by default. They were there because of their efforts. They worked hard to be there. But big ups to Stelly. They've done so well. You know, they found a place in my heart. You know, I've developed a soft spot for Stellenbosch United. And congratulations to Coach Steve. Yeah.
Steve is doing well, and somebody said Steve. I think it's the guy from Chipa United, Maila. Is it Maila? Mamaila, something like that.
Yeah, Mamaila, yeah. Morgan Mamila.
Yeah, he said this guy should be, you know, Safa should take him to do the under 20, under 17, because he's very good with youngsters.
I think I agree with you.
And then he does well. So they need to be congratulated for the job well done. But we cannot discard what you call TS Galaxy. What I like about TS, you know, Tim Sugazi, he loves his football. One, Tim Sugazi, he loves his tribe, which is the Ndebele. Tim Sugazi is the first boss, you know, that I've seen who sits with the fans and celebrate with the fans. In fact, he does not expect anyone to drum up the drums for them. He does it himself, you know. And remember, this guy is a lawyer by profession. This guy is a businessman. This guy was a soccer manager, soccer players manager. And now, the guy with such a colorful character, a curriculum vitae or resume, not worried to be understand, drum up the cards, and he speaks his mind. You know, this is what I also like about Tim Sugazi. He speaks his mind. If he's not happy, he will say it, you know. So well done, Tim, because Saddam was telling me that he booked a lot of buses for them, and then he tried to make this thing a fun fair. Keep up the good work, Tim. We win some, we lose some. So maybe next time. Let's go to our topic of the day today. Now, we saw Lerato Shabangu was Trendy, our homeboy. Lerato is saying things are not doing well. But before that, let me just check with you quickly the what you call. I want to check with you the I want to give you the what you call the Champions League, UEFA Champions League. The draw. I don't know whether you saw it. So let's check the draw of the Champions League before we can go to the topic of the day. This is the draw. I hope you saw it. Porto will be meeting Arsenal. Napoli will be meeting FC Barcelona. Paris Saint-Germain, they are meeting Real Sociedad. And then Inter Milan, or FC Inter Milano, they are meeting Atletico Madrid. PSV, they are meeting Borussia Dortmund. And then Lazio, they are meeting Bayern Munich. And FC Copenhagen, they are meeting Man City. Leipzig, they are meeting Real Madrid. Now, these are the knockout stage, all right? Top 16. Who do you tip will go to the last 8? If you look at it.
Let's start with FC Porto and Arsenal. Arsenal is doing well lately, Saubrey. I will give it to them. And then we go to the second one, Napoli and Barcelona. Look, Barcelona has always been dominant. So I'll also give it to them. PSG and Real Sociedad. Look, Spanish football is very competitive. I'm not going to take anything away from PSG, but they play in a farmers league. They dominate that league. So I'll give it to the Spanish team. FC Inter Milan. Look, I was at one stage, and I think maybe you were a big fan of Italian football. But the standard in Italian football have dropped. The days of Roberto Baggio, are gone. So I'll give it to the Spanish as well.
Okay.
PSV, the Dutch league, for me, it's not as competitive as Bundesliga. And Borussia Dortmund is one of those teams that gives, Bayern hard time. They give them the run for their money. So I'll give it to the Germans. Lazio, like I mentioned, I've lost track of Italian league because the standards for me have gone down. They are no longer as dominant as they were, in those days. So I would go with Bayern.
Bayern Munich.
FC Copenhagen, Danish football. The Scandinavian countries, Norway, Sweden, and Denmark, those are just average leagues. Most players use them as a stepping stone to move into, bigger Italian. Man City under Pep Guardiola, always on fire. I love the fighting spirit of the team. They fight until the last minute. So I'll give it to the English team. Man City will come out victorious there. Look, you don't need to be a genius, to see Madrid going through.
All right, so we'll see. That's your prediction, and then let's go back to our main story. Let me tell you something now. I've just received something very good. It's very good for me. Chomani, the City FM.
Yeah, Chomani, yeah.
Yeah, he has just sent me a message to wish me Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And so people, when I'm doing the show or I'm on Facebook, people always say, Hey man, we remember you with Chomza. Chomza is the guy who discovered me in the year 2001. 2001. And then, ever since from 2001, after he discovered me, 2001, he said to me, I still remember, that was on the 15th, okay, of December, okay? He said to me, the following year, which is 2002, from next year, Mkhotsi, I want you to be on my show every Thursday. Then I've been on Chomani's show for that long. All right. So we come a long way, and sometimes I see people saying, we notice you through Chomani. So we have a very good relationship, myself and him. So I'm grateful to him extending this best wishes. And then let me just share with you so that you talk about it. Remember, the show is live, so as I get things, that is why I was trying to sort it out. Remember, he's running his funeral parlor.
Yeah.
He said, wishes you and your family a Merry Christmas and prosperous New Year. And a coincidence, I was thinking about him, I think that was 2 days ago. I said, hey man, you know what, Chomza, I've been promising that I'll come and see him. And it has never happened. There's quite hectic things happening in my life, but I must go and see him because this is the guy, Chomza, who put me on the limelight. And the late Elliot Makaya, who was and Doc Bikicha, who was with Sunday Times. These are the guys who have been there mentoring me over the years. So yeah, so I'm very grateful. Thank you so much, Mukhotuaka. I'll never forget you. Now let's go back to the story that we were talking about of Lerato Shabangu. Now, having said what I said in terms of Lerato Shabangu, I don't know what's your take. It was not only Lerato, remember? I don't know whether you still remember Adriano was
the Brazilian.
He ended up being involved into drugs and all that. No, not necessarily. He was involved with people who were into drugs. All right. And then now you ask yourself, it's not only that. My homeboy, remember I'm from Bethlehem, Patrick Mbutu, with Jabu Pulo, AY and all that. And now I hear people wanting to blame the bosses. Zahara, not long, may he so rest in peace. Everybody was hitting at Sbu. And then, I don't know. I don't know whether is it fair to do that, all right? As I articulated our mantra as the big R. Because these people were earning. And when they're earning, what did they do? I don't know. I want to get your opinion. Sbu, I'm not talking good for Sbu because I know him very well. I know him very well. In Tembisa, we used to have a Tembisa radio before Voice of Tembisa. Myself and Sbu, our shows were following each other. I would come in immediately after Sbu. I can't remember, and he was still young by then, all right? So, and he has been, always looking up to me, Sbu, and then I'm happy for him, he has done well. And I saw Sbu trying very hard to explain what happened. I don't know, I want to hear your opinion. What's your take about this?
Saubrey, you spoke about Adriano. Adriano is alike. He's young. I just want to go back to one player who's considered to be, among the best in the world, He won the World Cup with England in 1966. The great George Best, may he soul rest in peace. He battled with alcoholism. I'm talking about a great player who won the World Cup. Okay. While I'm still in England, let me talk about Paul Gascoigne in Gaza. Gaza had a problem. Great player.
Can say it.
Gaza had a great player. I remember when we played England, he gave us a little bit of difficulty, and our own Mercedes-Benz Linda Botelli. He dealt with it, and he was replaced.
Yeah.
But those are some of the great players who battled with alcoholism. The list goes on and goes on. I mean, the great Ruud Gullit. Gullit is now a coach, but he battles because I believe he's a party animal. Ruud Gullit, he would take his players out and go clubbing. Lerato Shabangu is not an exception. We had the great OJ. I still want to see a talent, like OJ. What a wasted talent. But we all know, what happened with OJ Mabizela. So Lerato is human. And for me, the beginning of fixing your life starts with you accepting that you have a problem. And for Lerato coming out and saying, I've messed up. I need help. We need to extend our hand. We don't have to bash him out. We can still use Lerato, to teach the up and coming young players to say, look, this is where I was and this is where I am. Learn from me. Avoid the same mistake. This is the same problem that we have.
Thabo, I hear that. I want your comment, whereby I'm happy Saddam has joined us. Happy birthday. The birthday boy.
Happy birthday, Chovito.
I don't know, should I say happy birthday boy or happy birthday or the birthday man? Because you are much older than us. Maybe it's a birthday man. Yeah, I want you to comment.
He can be boy.
He can be boy. I want you to comment about this. For instance, people were bashing Sbu that Zahara made about 20 million and all that, as if Sbu was a bad person. And then this, I'm not saying this only, because in football, the same thing. People would blame your people like Dr. Ivan Koza. Hey, they don't look after them, but they were paying them. They would blame like Dr. Kaiser Mtaun. Look now, this player is struggling now. They don't look after them. But they were paying them. That's the most important thing. They were paying them. And there is no way I can tell you what to do with your money once you have been paid. All right? I want you to comment on that one. And I want to hear your opinion there. And then I said to you, here's Mshege. Mshege is trying, and this is it. And here's Japi Mutale. Japi Mutale said, what stopped them to go and look for a job at Pick and Pay? What stopped them to go and look for a job at Builders Warehouse, What stopped them in doing that, all right? Now, it should be a lesson to the current players. And I'm very disappointed, Saddam, with Kune having seen this thing happen in front of him in terms of Buto, in terms of Jabupule and all that. Why do you go that route? All right? So I want to hear your opinion. Let me allow Saddam to come in. What's your opinion there,
sure.
What's your opinion there? Because remember, these people were paid. Your mic is closed, Saddam. Just sort out your mic. They were getting paid. And I know that Dr. Kaiser Mtaun is the one who takes most flack. People blame him. I mean, what must he do? Honestly, he was. So you can't expect him to do more than what he did in terms of payment. Saddam, what's your point? Saddam?
Yeah, morning, comrade, and morning. Can you hear me?
I can hear you quite
We
well.
can hear you, birthday man. We can hear you.
Yeah, birthday
Okay,
man.
thank you, guys.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think the issue of players, I think, to me, I won't say so much because it's been happening many years ago, and
No, your line is bad. I don't know why.
only the message that I can give it to them because I don't want to talk too much. It's my birthday. But can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
We can hear you. Zara ke birthday Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, when it's a birthday, you don't have to get wara story. Today, I don't need wara story because it's my birthday. So,
All right.
yeah. Now,
I don't know whether it's.
yeah, let me just players a message. Times many years ago, we know we can mention all the players who get the same problem. But anyway, I just want to say, number one, I always say players must respect their job and protect their talent. Now, here's a message for those who are getting the same WhatsApp group with what happened about Shabangu and whatever and so on. Players, when they start working, they must make sure they got a financial manager. That's number one. Number two, I know when the money comes in the other way around, you think money is big. They thought maybe they got a big money, they can do whatever they want. No, if they want to do what they want before, players must buy a house, cash, not by what you call bank.
Bond.
Because when you buy to the bank, when you don't have money, the bank will take the money. Buy your what do you call it? Buy cash money. Get a small car for going to training, your work, shopping, and whatever. And then get a friends that can assist you, help you, not to tell you other story, and forget about ladies. Because when you mix ladies, alcohol, smoking, car, music, that will be a bombshell. You won't survive about those things because when they're
Music
together,
is wrong because I'm a former DJ. I was playing music. I don't drink. I don't smoke. So
I
there's
said,
nothing wrong about music.
when you drive a car, you got the music.
Yeah.
When you got the music, you got a lady, you got alcohol, you got the money, you got a fancy car. And this is going to be a problem on the day. You can't mix those things together. That's why I say players must buy a house cash, no loan. And then players must have ensure that what they want. You can't just jump and get it because you got a lot of money and buy a fancy car, and at the end of the day, you won't be controlled. But very important, financial manager is good for them because at the end of the day, they want around the money because as long as you are a celebrity or a player, you play a team like Sundown, Pirates, Chiefs, whatever, as long as you are a PSL player, people are going to come closer and you're going to have a bad friends on your left and good friend on your right. On the middle, you're going to have a problem. You can't manage that one to balance equation. But end of the day, our players, they must learn from their mistakes because players, they entertain us. They play soccer. We went there, we watch them. But when this issue comes like that, it's very shameless to us as supporters to meet them, see them, what they are doing, like what is happening about. I can't mention all the players, but I know many players, they're facing the same system. But that is not good for the country because end of the day, when you are a player, you become a legend, you become a father, you become a family. So you have to monitor those things. It's what I can say about the players. Please, our players now, they disappoint us, especially in South Africa. Our players, they don't know how to manage themselves.
Yeah, you know what? And credit to you. You always say they must respect their job and all that. And then now let's go back to the issue of the late Zahara. Sbu said we signed a contract. All right. Thabinho, your son is an athlete. You need to start now being very careful as you do things, all right? My son is a musician. He knows I'm very vigilant when it comes to contracts and all those things. Let me tell you how they should do things. Thabinho and you, Saddam, you don't make money out of your trade. You make money out of your brand. Soccer players and celebrities, they become richer after they've retired. As we speak, Lucas Hadebe, Dr. Kumalo are making more money than when they were playing. All right? So if the players can understand that, that their trade is helping them to build their brand, and they'll make money after that. Watch the space when both Ronaldo and Messi retires. They'll make more money. Pele made more money after he has retired. Once the players start understanding that, and how do you protect your brand? By ensuring that you protect your brand, like Saddam is saying, don't mix yourself with alcohol, all those things. And then we don't want to see you on newspapers trending with wrong things. All right? You must protect your brand at all costs. And I must say, big up to Ronaldo. And then, I mean, the guy, I'm told that he was staying in one room with his father and family, sisters and all that. His father was somebody who was drinking. He would literally go to the bar, fetch his father. This one I got it from Balega, you know, the one of the famous journalists in Spain who wrote the book about Ronaldo, about Messi and so on. He said Ronaldo would pick up his father from the bar, you know, his father smelling leak and all that. And then from an area infected by crime and everything. And then Ronaldo, he didn't have the father figure to protect him. His mother was working throughout, so he didn't have parents to protect him. So anytime he could have chosen to be something else because no one was controlling him. But look what he did. He went out there and made sure. And I listened to him. One day he was interviewed by Piers Morgan. He said, I'm worried about my son. My son is getting everything, you know, unlike me. And he said, sometimes I feel bad that I don't want this guy to get everything. And then guess what? Messi says up to this stage in time, his children don't have cell phones. All right? Because that little bit suffering helps you to become a better person. This is what I want the players to understand, that that is why we call ourselves the big, because we are reflecting and reviewing, all right? And now when you reflect, remember I said our show is to give the news as we see it. We may be wrong, you may be right. So let's hear your opinion, all right? And tell us what you think. So for me, it doesn't help. You know, Jabi Mutale was correct. What stops them to go and ask for a job at the butcher? What stopped them to, you know, Ryder Mufokeng was at Kaiser Chiefs working there, all right? And I remember Ryder is a former teacher for that matter. Do you understand? So sometimes this thing of blaming game, it makes people not to grow. I'm not saying, what is his name again? Lerato is not supposed to ask for help. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying, what are you doing? Are you taking responsibility to take yourself out of the mud? So that's my point. Thabinho, I want to hear from you.
You know, Saubrey, if you have noticed in the last few weeks, Tatlhegong Phela works for Lindsay Secker in Midrand. So he's got a day job. And the last report that I read, he was doing well. Sales figures were going up. He was selling. He's working. He never wanted to blame anyone. he took matters into his own hands and he said, this is my future. Let me take care of my future. He's working. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, remember that Hompila played in France before he joined Sundowns. He played for Cosmos. Jomo sold him in France. And then from France, he came back to play for Sundowns. Look, we would expect him to have lots and lots of money, but we don't know what happened. But that's the least of our worry. I remember listening to one of the interviews on the radio from Ralph Nkomo. I don't know if you know Ralph Nkomo. He's an agent in Zimbabwe. I know he once represented Benjamin Muwaruwaru when he was playing for Man City. So what Ralph said is, when you sign a contract in Europe, there's 5 copies. First copy is your copy. Second copy goes to the agent. Third, it remains with the team. The fourth one remains with the federation. And then the fifth one goes to FIFA. Now, once you start living a life that is abnormal, they are able to pick up that you are living beyond means because everybody knows how much you are earning. Now, in South Africa, it's different. We don't know the content of, the contracts that these players or these musicians or celebrities sign. They sign and agree to contracts. Let me stick to football. Players will be complaining to say that I'm earning 25,000 per month, but you sign and agree to that 25,000. Did you consult? Look, what I do, you mentioned something like, my son is an athlete. Okay. Fortunately, I studied law. I'm surrounded by lawyer friends, right? So what I normally do is in my own space, because remember, as legal, qualified people, we specialize. If I have a contract to sign, I would contact one of my friends and say, look, brah, here's a contract, go through it. Let's show me, if this is fine, if this is what I can sign. I mean, players can do that. Players can consult lawyers. You are not forced to sign a contract immediately. You need to consult. But again, our agents are throwing these boys under the bus. Okay, because agents are looking at their own interest. They are chasing, for commission instead of looking at the agent and the player's interest. Look, I'm following Cassius Mailula's case. He was signed by MLS in the United States, right? But the boy is struggling there to get game time. He signed a contract. He was excited to go and play abroad. But now he's stuck in a country where he can't even, in South Africa it's better because we can loan them out. Now he's stuck in the United States. He cannot play because the agent, got the deal for him and then left him there. So he's got to see how he gets out of that frustration situation. He's not playing. He's just getting paid. Okay.
You know what? So, having said that, because I need to go towards closure about agent, I know in the exception of Jasmine Masakhan, who's a very good friend of mine. Jasmine looks after his players. Jasmine
Romo.
Jasmine makes sure that when his players stop playing, there is something after football. Okay, you are talking about Rob Moore. Well, I'm not sure about his. I know that he's looking after Benny and all that. But Jasmine, maybe. Yeah, maybe it's a question of the proximity that I have with him. I know that Jasmine does look after his players, and Jasmine represent huge people. One of those people is Jomo Sono, for that matter, that is represented by Jasmine. So guys, thank you so much for the show, but it's high time for our players that need to learn, especially the one that are playing now. Just like Saddam always say, protect your work, all right? And then respect your work, all right? So it may appear as if those are just words, but Saddam is saying something that is true. And I'm not saying, I don't know the contract between TS Records with Sahara and all that, but the contract was signed, and then so we need to take that into consideration. You see, I find it very difficult for Sbu going all over the radios trying to explain. It was painful to see that, trying to justify, and it's not that. We have your people like Brenda Fassie and so on. It's high time. In nowadays, our players, that is why you need to reflect, look back, and see what can be rectified. You see, and then I knew people like the late Ali Ket, our homeboy here in Tembisa. Ali used to complain to me about the contract that they've signed. They were into slavery and all that. When my son started singing, I said, I'm going to be vigilant. Fortunately enough, he does listen to me. And big up to him because you know how these kids, when they become bigger, they think that you know nothing. But my son will never sign any contract without talking to me. All right, because who else can protect him better than me? No one else. Right. So thank you so much, Saddam.
Now, I want to say something, comrade.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, I want to get on the issue of players agent, as Thabo was mentioning.
Yeah.
I think last year, that was 2022, I have a big argument, big fight against agents after Blom issue when he was going there with Chiefs. One of the agents for Blom, I mentioned there after the issue of players and agent, I said, and I'm still repeat, 85% of players agent, they are useless. That is me. I said that on Twitter. Even I'm still repeat now. Why? When the player want to go to, example, player want to go to another team, maybe Kaizer Chiefs, they say, no, don't go there, you must go there because they want money. Players must go. Look at the likes of Mashiu, they was going there, a lot of players. I say, no, you agent, you are not good, you are against money because players, when it's got injury, you are nowhere to be found. Let's say now, the Shabangu issue and the other players, then nobody was there for them before it comes worse. They're supposed to say, okay, here's your money that we are monitoring you. Now we can give you so much family. Here, as an agent, we managed to have this one. Here's the account number. Here's the something. Now the players are in trouble, but the agent, they go to the players. Young players of Kaizer Chiefs, they got agent. Agent, they come another way around and say this one and this one. It was an issue of Moody and Chibanandera, when they are chiefs, hey, the agent said this one. Agent, I'm still saying to you guys, please protect those players' talent. Don't abuse them. Don't use their money, and end of the day, you disappear with nowhere to be found. We are watching you. Agent, they must know that players are human beings. When they're out of contract or whatever, injury and ever, they must monitor them, go with them, and find out what is happening. You can't take players.
Thank you so much. You have said a mouthful. I'm sure they are hearing, but not all of them are bad. There are those few who are very good.
85%.
Who knows their work. And for me, if a guy behave that way, business goes with integrity. You must be a man of integrity. If you do things that way, you are killing your own business. Thabo was talking about Rob Moore. We know what Rob Moore has done. It's because of the profile that he has created for himself. So it's high time that people need to learn to do good things. Guys, thank you so much. Before I leave, let me remind the people out there that those people who are members of GPF at the age of 55 and above, not yet 60, and they want to retire, they're afraid of penalties, just give us your WhatsApp so that we show you how can you save on penalties. You'll never even be penalized, not even a cent. It doesn't end there. We have these people who have debt review status that were put on them unwillingly, not even knowing, and now they can't even make credit. And they have adverse report, they have judgment on, and they can't make credit. Remember, credit is life, is the way of life. People have right to make credit. So if you want to be assisted to clear that, just contact us or drop us a WhatsApp. We'll therefore call you for free. Guys, thank you so much. And thank you for Saddam. I really thank you so much for continuing to share whatever that we post. Thabinho, I really appreciate you comment on our Facebook page of sports page. Thank you so much. Saddam is also active. Thank you so much, guys. We'll get there. And we ask people out there, please like and subscribe, because as you like and subscribe, we'll become bigger and we can build this product and make it much, much better and give you better news, have better resources, and have field people who are going on the ground to get the news for us so that we can give you an exclusive news, all right, due to the fact that we have resources. Thank you so much. Saddam, bid them farewell.
Thank you, everyone. I think for my age, you can't call birthday boy or birthday man. I'm a birthday month. The whole month is my birthday. When you're older like me, now I'm going to Home Affairs to ask them how old I am. I'm going to Home Affairs. I forget my age. I really forget my age. Going to Home Affairs to find out how old I am. But thank you very much for everyone, you team men and also Bree and all the listeners. Thank you very much. I say to my team, Kaizer Chiefs 23, we play against what is the team that Richard Bay. I need 3 points for my bonus. On the 30, this will be my last month of the month of the birthday. I need a 3.6 point for my birthday will be much better. I really appreciate for that. Everyone, thank you very much for supporting each other. We love you more than yesterday.
Thank you so much, Saddam. Thabinho, greet the viewers farewell.
Yeah, thank you, Brother Saubrey, for the opportunity to be on the show, and thanks to the viewers, for watching. Keep on watching, subscribe. Let's grow this show together. We can do it, and wishing everyone, a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. I know we're going to have a show, before the end of the year. But for those who won't get the opportunity to watch the show, I want to wish them a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much, guys. Much appreciated.